Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to Rahman Digital Production. This is lecture number 16 of Physics 5054. Because this chapter is totally dedicated to the forces, we explain what is force. In the next video, then we explain that how the motion of bodies are affected by the forces. Today we are going to continue that topic with the effects of friction on the motion. Friction can also affect the motion of a body. Before that, let us explain the friction. Whenever we push a block of wood on a horizontal surface of table, eventually it will come to rest after covering a certain distance. In other words, we can say that the block of wood decelerates due to an opposing force. This opposing force is known as friction. If we want to define the friction, so we will write friction is a contact force which slows down the motion of objects. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are seeing a well polished surface under a microscope, then there will be irregularities in the surface. When one surface is sliding over the other surface, these irregularities in the surfaces are causing friction, opposing force. So, sometimes these frictions are playing a very vital role in our daily lives, and sometimes it is harmful. Ladies and gentlemen, when we slide this block of wood, then it will move in this direction, but the frictional force will be opposite. That is why I told you opposing force. This friction is an opposing force. The block is moving on an inclined surface downward, but the frictional force will be upward, which will oppose it and which will decelerate the motion of this block, and eventually it will come to the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever we are pushing a block of wood, then the opposing force is also increasing when we are increasing the force of pushing on that block. One thing I should mention here, that if there is no relative motion between the two surfaces, there will be a friction force. Whenever we start pushing an object, then it is not starting its motion immediately, because when we increase the force on a block of wood or any object, then the second surface on which this block will slide also produce an opposing force, and that opposing force is increasing also. But there will be a certain limit beyond which the body will start motion. The maximum resistance produced by the surface to the block of wood is called limiting fraction. That is the limit of the fraction beyond which it will not stop that moving object. So, ladies and gentlemen, here I have written friction is a contact force. For this, two bodies must be in contact. If one body is providing frictional force to the other body, they must be in contact. If they are not in contact, then they will not produce any opposing force to each other. That is why we are calling that friction is a contact force which slows down the motion of objects. Ladies and gentlemen, when one surface is sliding on another surface, both the surfaces are producing friction to each other. The first surface will produce friction to the second surface, and the second surface will produce a friction to the first surface, and as a result both will slows down. I told you, if you are seeing a surface under the microscope, there will be irregularities observed in that surface. So there is another surface as well. These are the two surfaces. So when they are sliding one another, these irregularities in both surfaces are providing friction. In other words, and in the nutshell, we can say that frictional force affects the motion of an object. This is fictitious force. We are not seeing it. In case of Newton 3 laws, we were pushing and we were exerting the force on the object, but in this case there is a fictitious force which cannot be seen, but they are producing opposing force. Ladies and gentlemen, this opposing force is very important in our daily lives. How? If I am holding this marker in front of you, this is due to the frictional force of this pen with my hands. So, as a result, I am able to hold this pen in my fingers. Another very important example is when you are walking on the earth. So, thanks to the frictional force which is holding us and preventing us from sliding on the earth. So when we are, in fact, I am standing in front of you on this floor, then it means that there is friction. Whenever you are riding a bicycle, then it means that you can ride and you are not sliding over the road because there is a frictional force there which is holding the bicycle or car or truck or any other material. So in this way, they are very useful. There are side effects of the frictional force as well. If I am writing these two uh, drawbacks and the advantages in a form of table, so I will write it like this. So I wrote its negative effects and positive effects. Number one negative effects is reduces the engine power of car by up to 20%. Yes, this is the negative effect. The engines due to friction are not giving 100% output. So the first is this one. The second one is causes wear and tear of moving parts in engine, motor, and machines. When there is a they are rubbing with each other, so it causes wear and tear. If I come to the positive aspects of friction, then the first one I told you that needed for walking, holding a pen or chopstick. Yes, this is the positive effect of the friction. The second very important is use in braking pad to slow down car. If you are pressing the brake pedal in your car, so if there was no friction, you won't be able to stop the car. So these are the positive and negative effects of the friction. Negative effects of the friction can be reduced by doing certain things. For example, if there is a wear and tear in the parts of an engine and it becomes hot very quickly, then we can use lubricants. And we are using in the engine different types of lubricants to reduce the friction. The second way in which we can reduce the friction to make the two surfaces fully polished. If the surfaces of two sliding objects are polished more, then the friction will be reduced. You cannot remove fully the friction, but it can be reduced to increase the efficiency of engines, motor, and machines. So that is the second way. The first one was that you can use highly polished surfaces. Number second is use the lubricants to reduce the friction. And the third one is use steel bearings so that instead of sliding of one object on another object, the object will slide on ball bearings. So these are the three methods which are used to reduce the friction. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. Tomorrow is a big topic, balanced and unbalanced forces. So I am not mixing it with it because we are running short of time. So tomorrow we will discuss balance and unbalanced forces. Subscribe my channel, press the bell icon so that you will be informed when I upload a new video. Thank you very much for your time. Allah Hafiz.